Question comes from Beverly. She says, I've often been asked by friends and family if they worked for cash and did not receive a 1099 form and they actually got hurt at work. Do they qualify for workers' comp, or does work for cash disqualify them from benefits?
The short answer is they're absolutely entitled to workers' comp benefits. They may have a little more trouble proving what they actually earned, but the short answer is working for cash, you're still absolutely qualified for benefits.
You are absolutely qualified. Okay, yes.
That's an easy answer, though. That's you just, sometimes the employers say, I don't know that person, and she never worked for me.
Right.
So hopefully you have co-workers, other people you can say, oh yeah, she showed up for work every day and she helped paint the walls or whatever.
Whatever. So. Okay. So let's get to some of these other questions. So much information. What if your employer wants you to use your own health insurance instead of filing a claim through workers' comp, which that's an issue that comes up a lot for employees? How should they handle that?
Well, the short answer to that one is also don't do it. If you were hurt on the job, you need to report to whichever medical provider that you see. I was hurt on the job. And employees receive a great deal of pressure from employers. Oh, please don't report this accident. My premiums will go up. But what will happen is if the employee follows that employer's advice or request, later on down the line, John, as you know, it creates huge problems for that employee.
Yeah, you never want to be that person who is accused of being dishonest, because your word means everything. You don't want to have your credibility ever attacked. And if you are somebody who, for the benefit of getting a pat on the back from your employer, later on that same employer will throw you under the bus and say, you're dishonest about how the accident happened, you're dishonest about whether or not your back's really hurting. You know, tell the employer, listen, I'm grateful to you for the job, I'm grateful to you for whatever, but please don't ask me to be dishonest. If somebody asks me, you know, how the accident happened or whether or not this happened on the job, I got to tell the truth. I can get in trouble. You can get in trouble, so don't put yourself in that situation.
That's very important information, because it might be difficult for an employee to say that to an employer. You know, you don't want to do anything to jeopardize your job, right?
Exactly. And what you will find so many times is that employee will trust the employer, and rightfully so. They may have had a very loyal relationship, but later on the workers' comp insurance company comes into play, and many times the employer may lose control, and the insurance company will drive that claim and make the decisions.
And let me tell you, you employers out there, you don't want to risk yourself getting in trouble. That work comp insurance is your own safety net. Don't take that chance. You can get in criminal trouble potentially, but also risk losing your work comp coverage on other employees. It's just a tangled web. You don't want to go down that road.
Well,